Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome back to another edition of Track Walk in MX Bikes, where today I'm going to be playing the 2021 version of Orlyonok in MX Bikes by Mr. JV himself. This track, and you guys have probably also seen the OS track, the MXGP of the Netherlands track that JV has made. He's also made Linkoping, and I think he's made Udavala, and now he just released another track for Mantova, the MX of Nations, recently. So he's been making a couple tracks in the past basically year at this point in the game, and his tracks are some of the highest quality, best detail, maybe best motocross tracks that I've ever seen in a video game. And, you know, I think you put him right up towards, you know, Astrael and TFC and some of the other guys that have made epic tracks in this game already, and it seems like there's a lot more fresh faces that are coming into the mix. And I haven't done a JV track for Track Walk yet because honestly so many other people have made videos on these tracks that I didn't want to feel like you know, I was kind of presenting old news to you guys. This track is 5 months old now. It's not new by any stretch, but I also come across so many people that are like, what game is this? What, you know, I've never seen this game before when I create another video in MX Bikes. So it kind of made me realize that it's not really old news for some people. You know, a lot of people haven't seen these tracks yet. And boy, oh boy, this track is just a real beauty of a track. We're going to try to do the best that we can to do some good laps on this track, but I'm going to swear or, you know, probably believe that I won't do that good of laps on this track because JV, the way that he's kind of structures his tracks are that they're almost like hyper realistic in a sense. Like he's created a lot of like ruts and other things into the track already that you know, you can wear the ruts down a little bit more, but it's kind of already there for you to hit the line. So I've only done like maybe 5 laps on this track in this session, and you'll be able to see a little bit of my lines worn in, but those 5 laps that I've done on the track so far have not created the ruts that you're seeing right now. Definitely, you know, those are already pre-made ruts and everything like that. And to a degree, I do like that he does that because I think that the terrain deformation in bikes takes maybe a little bit too long if you're just going to play it in single player to, you know, grind out some perfect lines for you to hit and stuff like that. So it's nice that he's created a track that, like, for single player peeps, you can just load up the track quite easily and, you know, have a pretty full, you know, motocross track, I guess, to ride. But the detail that he puts into these are insane. Like I said, right up there with TFC, Astrael. I'm probably forgetting a couple others that are really good at making tracks and bikes. But yeah, it's just incredible. Like if you look at the craftsmanship on just like some of the things on the ground in like this corner, for example, look at all the little like dirt clods and stuff like that, which is a method that I believe TFC started and has used quite a bit on his tracks as well. There's rocks off the track. The ruts are very in-depth as well. And when you actually are good enough at the game, which I would not say I'm quite that level just yet to say that I'm good enough to hit this track like cleanly lap after lap, but when you are, everything flows very well. The ruts in the corner work really well when you hit them, and you know, the bumps aren't overbearing. Like I feel like some people with the hyper realistic tracks maybe go a little bit over the top sometimes with the rough and the choppiness coming into corners and stuff like that. On this particular track, I don't think that it's overdone. I will say that his OS track, the MXGP of the Netherlands track, is often brought up as like one of, if not the best tracks in the game as well. And I agree that it's right up there with one of them. But to me, I think it's just a little bit too rough. And I know it has to be because it's a sand track. But it's, you know, one of those kind of things that I just don't gel with as much. Maybe it's my skill set in the game or what have you. So it's my opinion that this track is better by him, but there's a lot of other people out there that also think the OS track is better, and I will do the OS track for a track walk 100% at some point. I just need to actually get better at it. Every time I load it up and try it, I am not very good at the track, so this one I'm not riding very well right now either, but I'm definitely riding it better than I would the OS track. I think the OS track, it would take me a good hour to 2 before I felt comfortable enough to like record a video on it, and even then, every single time that I record a video and start talking and kind of lose the focus a little bit from actually just playing the game and trying to connect lines and not, you know, think about anything else but playing the game, get a little bit rough around the edges. And that's definitely kind of what's going to happen on this video, I feel like, as well. Though I'm just stoked that I just made that corner because I've not been making that corner after that triple jump down the hill right there very much. Gonna get a little off kilter right here, but if you still get this, you can double this right here, double again. Nice good flow through here. And then to this inside rut, got that one pretty good. Carry speed off the top of this hill. Oh, almost landing off the side of the track. Just flirting with those Acerbi stakes and now jumping back across to the other side of the track. This is what I mean. Like, I'm decent at the game. I'm not gonna go out there and say that I completely suck at it. Some people definitely do think I suck at the game, but I'm nowhere near as good as some people that you'll watch play this track for sure. I would be willing to bet that Connor Lins has put a video up on this track of him playing it, as have some of the other fast guys in the community, and they are leagues ahead of me in terms of pace. So definitely, if you're trying to see like how good this track is in terms of like speed, I'd go watch some of their videos. I might actually link some of theirs in the description, but just to show off this track, I'm trying my very best to connect the lines and make it look good. And Orlyonok is a track that honestly I didn't really love the first time that I saw it in the GP calendar. I just felt like, man, it looks too dry, kind of hard packed. Like it looked like almost like a glorified Turkey or a glorified Mexico GP or something like that, which to a degree I think that those types of tracks should be in the World Championship because it tests riders on all skill levels. But I just felt like, not another one of those tracks. Like I was hoping that we'd, see more of like a Matterley Basin type of track where it's got, a lot of loamy dirt and stuff like that. But I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like of recent times they've actually done a pretty good job at making this track work for what it is. I feel like the track crew at the facility does a pretty good job of actually getting some moisture in the dirt. And by the end of the day at a GP here, for sure the track has dried out quite a bit. But it still produces decent racing and, is used as the opening round of the GPs in 2021. So yeah, I actually have grown to like this track quite a bit. And then I feel like it's in this game really, really good, really fun, got a lot of flow. And because this game, like, you don't really get too much, negative impact from when the track is like really greasy or dry or whatever. It plays pretty well too. Like I feel like I don't have many problems getting good traction on this track, and obviously finding a decent enough flow to put a half decent lap together right here. If I didn't hit that fence earlier in the lap, that would actually been a pretty good lap. Carrying speed through the bottom of the hill here up to the top. Don't cross rut. Going past the mechanics area. He's definitely made the edges of the track a little bit maybe rougher or a little, have like some rain ruts in them or whatever you want to call it. And I think that's more or less to deter people from basically riding the edges of the track, which is a common thing that I feel like does happen in this game. People basically just ride the banking of the track and get a little bit more speed because of that, because you can carry so much more momentum. And so I kind of like that he did this with it where it's not very easy to ride the edge of the track. Oh my goodness, I just got a huge kick coming down that hill and I don't know how I rode out of it. Rip a tear off. We're on a pretty good lap right now though, feeling pretty good about it. Get this back section clean. This corner up here is so tricky because you have to get enough speed to clear this jump. I'm going to short it actually a little bit and then try to slow down for this corner. And yeah, front end tuck, just every time it gets me. I feel like I just push a little bit too hard into the corner. I just don't angle maybe in correctly. But I've gotten a couple laps so far in this video. I like going outside right here so I can get a little better drive to double up onto this, double through these rollers. And then I feel like the inside right here is just so the main line. The other lines, they probably work, but what else are you going to do there but go to the inside because it kind of turns into the outside anyway. It's a pretty big floater tabletop, so you can go kind of long on it if you want. And then trying to get stopped for this bowl corner berm, whatever you want to call it. Can I get this triple all the way down the hill? Yeah, I actually kind of got it. So yeah, besides that little crash there, actually a half decent lap again. So pretty much my mantra in sim games is I always got one good crash in me per lap. That was always my detriment in qualifying for sim, is I could do like consistent slow laps more or less, which always worked well in the races for me. But qualifying, I was just atrocious in sim because I would try just like that little bit harder than what my skill set really was. And oftentimes would end up on the ground because of it. So I would always crash once a lap every single time on my hot laps. And that's why a lot of times if you go back and look at my history in sim, I qualified like in the teens or the 20s or sometimes like that, but would always end up running top 10 in the motos and even have a win to my name because of that. All right, let's try to finish off this half a lap here. Probably call it there because I don't really want to spend too much time deterring from you guys playing this track. If you're watching this video, I would 100% recommend going and downloading this track, trying out for yourself. See if we can get a little whip line down the back straightaway here. Now I'm gonna bounce on that first one and go down. Get a tear off. Maybe we get a whip off on this last jump here then. Yeah, just a little kind of kick out whip. I hit that corner so hard. Oh my gosh. We'll get a full reset. Gonna reset me right here in the corner. But now you're starting to see where usually my skill set falls in this game. Because I started trying to mess around a little bit too much. Try to do a whip, try to do this. And yeah, it doesn't go very well after a while. Hopping through the rollers. Oh, I just thought I was going over the bars right there. See, this rut, it flows well, but then you have to kind of cross back over the rut on the inside because it comes to the outside, and I'm always terrible at the crossover lines because I just don't have the skill set yet where I get my front end planted, I feel like, in corners. So I'm very loose with the front end in turns usually. So let's come down, finish off this lap, and that'll be a track walk here in MX Bikes on Orlyonok. Or Orlyonok, I don't know the correct pronunciation of it. Always say it a different way every time, I feel like. But yeah, just a really fun track. And aesthetically looks incredible. You know, definitely one of those tracks that I don't feel like probably gets enough credit for how good everything is put together on this track. But JV has done a terrific job of doing these tracks over basically this whole last year. And definitely going to probably play Mantova, probably play Os. And I think at some point I want to do an edit on Linkoping because the aesthetic lighting on that track is incredible. So a lot of positives from all the stuff that he's done. And yeah, kudos to him on some of the tracks he's created so far this year. Looking forward to seeing more. And looking forward to seeing you guys on more of our videos here on the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We've got a lot more moto content in every single game coming. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. So long for now.